Hello everyone and welcome back to Oshi no Ko Season 3 Episode 9. This is obviously going up later than my Oshi no Ko videos normally go up. This is a few days later, I think. And the reason being because I was sick and then I was doing the One Piece live action like full time basically. Now I'm finished the One Piece live action and I've basically recovered from my sickness. It's still a bit of a cough, but for the most part I'm completely better. And so I can start doing these videos properly again. So yeah, I put up my Jujutsu Kaisen video, I'm putting up my Frill video, and then I'm going to be doing this, and then afterwards, hopefully, I'll be doing, what is it, MHA Vigilantes, and then the day after, or, like, the day after, hopefully, I'll do, Fate Strange Fake, both episodes that I missed, and then we should be basically caught up, and we can get back to our regularly scheduled content. Anyway, last time on Oshi no Ko, Hikaru Kamiki, what's his name? Was that it? He basically murdered someone. He killed a girl while hiking, which was delightful. So let's jump into this episode and see what happens here. Things are spiraling and they're scary, but we've created Aqua made the script for a film that is exposing the lies that were told by I all of those years ago. So let's see what happens. Make sure to support this video, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. You can check out my Naruto reactions, which are up on the channel. I've only just started them recently, and we're 10 episodes ahead on Patreon. You should go check it out. It's very great. Anyway, let's jump into this. Season 3, Episode 9 of Oshi no Ko.
いくつかのステップを踏む必要がある。企画書は僕の方で整えておいたから。
Whoa, cool pattern on the script.
より力のある配給を通したい。
It seems so soul-sucking doing stuff like this.
必ず作品を世に出したいという時、こういう男は頼りになる。
Yeah. You interested?
自主制作の方が良かったかい？そういうわけじゃないけどさ。スマホ1台あればいくらでも映像作品が作れてネットに公開できるこの時代に社会現象って呼べるほどのムーブメントを起こせるのは巨額の金が動くコンテンツしかありえない。
Yeah.
社会現象ね。100年後も評価される作品を作れたらって。クリエイターだね。昔の作品なのにすごいなんて上。
Wow, it actually holds up. That's very true. Yep. And they were going for that girl who died in the hiking, right? It's great to have all those connections.
映像制作に関する工程すべての知識を持ち、現場全体のケアと牽引をする。
He's a very good ally to have. No, it's given me a headache thinking about it, doing all this stuff.
そうなれば僕も大儲けだ。
究極の選択。1
Wow. I feel like we haven't seen them in their, I hate that. Seen them in their uniforms in a while. Probably. No! I'm not choosing option 1. I don't care. I'd rather die. Are you two gonna talk about this properly now? It's nice seeing them chatting though. It's cute. Nah, not anymore. Yeah. That changes everything. You shouldn't be in such a good mood after he said I just broke up with my girlfriend. It's obvious.
自分が幸せになろうなんて甘い考えを。
Oh my god, that's so sad.
恋人と別れた後ってそういう考え
That's
に
also
陥りが
true.
ちだけど
That's not what's happening here,
幸せ
but
には誰にでもあるわけで。
そういう話。
after a breakup, people do feel like. Oh god, Ruby in Darkness.
利用できるも有馬だろうと。
This music.
まるで刺激が
Hey, it's Crow Girl.
ルビー、これで晴れて高卒だね。 女優としてこの芸能界に骨をうずめる覚悟ができたから。
You can do it.
夏のライ
You're a
ブ
great
を最後に
actress.
アイドルも。
What a cute scene.
最後に会ったのは15歳の誕生日だったか。
Damn.
ママの秘密をあんな風に
I'll never forgive him.
許せるわけないでしょ。
Oh jeez.
結局誰も信用しちゃダメってことなんだよね。
Oh, it's so sad.
誰も。
Yeah. Very much like I, but a darker version of I. Like what I would have been, I feel like. Like when we originally met her, if she kept on that path.
2枚の DVD だった。
Mm-hmm.
やってみたかったんだよね、こういうの。アクアとルビーが15歳になったら。
Crazy that she had this prepared.
私が持ってたら絶対に。
覚えてたら渡してやるよ。
Yeah, that's a tough thing to remember.
絶対だよ。
Hey, hold on to these for the next 15 years.
なぜ DVD を2枚に分けたの？ 星野ルビーを押したいと思っている。
Makes the most sense, especially after talking to her and seeing how similar they are.
こんな感じでいいんですか？
Is it a bad audition?
どこかで演技学んでたの？
何の審査だったんだろう。
I wonder if he's gonna be like, she's not a very good actor.
全然また話をややこしくしてくれたね、五反田君。
Oh, so you're saying she actually might be right for the part.
細かいところはこれから教えればいい。
It's just complicated.
出資してくれた会社に借りた
Yeah,
金を返す
having just an idol as a
知らない
lead.
フリルを起用すれば収益的に採算が取れる可能性が高い。
冠城 P の言っていることは正しい。
Yeah, from a business standpoint, he might be right.
まああの人、たまたま映画の撮れるでっかい子供だからな。早く大人になってくれ。あいつはまだ母の真実を。
Yeah, she would be the main one doing it. It's crazy.
クレープ食べて帰らない？あ、いいね。
Cool.
そしたらみなみにも。ルビ
Just the two of
ー、
us.
内緒のお話。
Frill has such a wild design. Her like lime eyes.
じゃあ、私とフリルちゃんでオーディ
Does
ション。
Ruby know what part that it's
それは
for?
無理だよ。同時並行は仁義として NG なの。
Mm-hmm.
断られて初めて次の候補の交渉
Yeah,
に移る。
makes the most sense.
主演って制作側も事務所側も考えてる。
It's what's known as being offer
そんなこと
only.
はないのにね。なのに私たちのせいで作品の質が落ちることがある。
It's a lot of
役者
pressure.
は実力で選ばれるべきだよね。じゃあそうしようよ。
Huh?
私たちが勝手にやる分にはどう？
You gonna
そうしようよルビー。だったらオファーを
do an audition off?
言うならば個人間オーディション。
Okay.
使用料が意味わからんくらい安いんだよね。2時間200円。
Damn.
2時間で200円。
That's crazy. That is nonsensically cheap.
ありがたく使わせてもらおう。
Basically free.
こういうこと？命がけのことしない。お待たせ。
Oh? Akane.
あかねちゃん。これで揃ったね。主演公。
Damn.
ルビーちゃん、久しぶり。
Akane, you okay after the breakup?
気まずいよ。最近破局宣言出たばっかりだし。元気にしてる？
Oh, the voice acting for Akane is really good right now.
これは
It's
どうい
really
う裏
natural.
があるんですか？黒川さんって結構疑り深いんだね。
It's a tough time for her life right now.
まあ裏あるよ。やっぱこの役にふさわしいのは私だったなーって思いながら仕事したいから。
Fair enough.
オーディションって言うけど、誰が審査をする？
Yeah, that's my
言
question.
ったでしょ、個人間って。私たちで決めればい
That's
い。
tough to do, to decide someone else is the
まあ普
best.
通台本もらってないから役って言われてもわからない。私ももらって
Well,
ない。
Akane would be really good at it.
さすが
We
に
know
嘘をつけ
Akane
ない
can play
担
Ai
当の
really
人に
well.
台本
We've
見せ
seen
るわ
it.
けにはいかないから。知らないフリル。嘘つきやります。
I mean, what do you even improvise? Oh my god. Okay.
最近は誰も信じて
Oh,
くれ
it's
なくなっ
the
た
boy
な。
who cried wolf.
みんな
Right.
に構ってほしいな。
Makes sense.
いいんだろ
I like the masculine voice she's putting
う。
on.
そうだ、本当のことを言えばみんな構ってくれるのかな。狼が来てないぞ。 中から集まってきて、狼少年はまたこっぴどく
She sounds so different.
ドット払い。小話。コメディエンヌ適性がうっかりにじみ。自由にやって。というわけで、私は
It is a weird audition. I've done auditions before.
でも私にしか出せない魅力があると思うので、
This would be tough.
そのあたりも感情に入れてほしいかな。
I'll talk about a movie audition I did in the discussion.
ルビーちゃんは勝てない。それでも彼女がここにいる理由。
Mm-hmm.
この役は、
Oh,
この映画は。
that's the ED
ね
music.
えルビーにとって嘘とはどういうもの？
Oh. No! I want to see what Ruby does. Ah! Oh, very interesting episode. It one of the worst things about art in general and the art industry, I feel like, is that like the baseline of like the creation of art is so cool and interesting and fun, and like I aspire to it, but the behind the scenes of art is so soul sucking and awful to me. Like not even the dark sides of the industry, but even just the normal stuff of just like, you know, having to acquire funding and do all of that stuff like that. It just like what we dream of is the idea of like, I have this story and I want to tell this story, and so like here's the story I want to tell. Here's me telling the story. Here's people seeing the story. That's what you want to happen. But there's so much stuff in between there, linking that stuff together, that is just awful. Like, oh, I want to tell the story, so I need to get, I need to pitch it to people. I need to find out like something about this story that is immediately marketable, so that I can tell someone that, and then they can give me money for the story, and I can get a budget for the story, and then like maybe if I get that budget, I can start to figure out distribution for that story, and then like once I do that, then I can start telling the story. But then while telling the story, there are like things in there that are affecting it, like oh, you can't do this certain thing, or this won't be very marketable, so why don't you change this to this, and like that stuff just keeps happening. And it keeps adjusting the story more and more as it goes on, that like it's no longer what you thought it was going to be, and it's really tough. I mean, the luckily the internet has provided us a way that people can do sometimes the stuff that they want to do with the freedom that they want to do it. Sometimes it's, I think, like part of the reason, like fan fictions and stuff. Like I've never been one to like read fan fictions, but I really do understand the appeal of them. Like the idea of, hey, I have this story I want to tell, and I can just tell it and people will read it. Like that idea in itself, I can absolutely see being intoxicating, and being awesome. So, but yeah, like just the industry can be so tough with that sort of stuff. And I'm not even saying like that's like, there's a lot of stuff in Oshi no Ko that I've talked about it being fucked up. Like it's fucked up that the industry is like this or whatever, right? But this one, I can't even say it's fucked up that the industry is like this. This is kind of like a necessity of, if it was if it was just so easy for like anyone to be able to do anything with their art that they want, then there'd be too much of it, like we wouldn't have the money to put towards art and stuff, there would be like way too many things or way fewer things, because like the only people who'd be able to get their stories through would be the people who can completely fund it themselves and do everything they want themselves. So so it kind of needs to be like this, but it's just crazy. So the other main thing in this episode was the audition stuff. Like I think if Frill invited, like, I love Frill, I love that like, this is a really interesting thing to be doing, but I think, like, realistically, if Frill invited me to do this, I probably would be like Akane and saying like this is a waste of time. Like, the idea of doing this private audition and just having the three of you in a room and you just audition to each other and then you decide between you who should get it, like, I that will not work 95% of the time, you know. And also, like, this this concept of, like, they're not even auditioning for the part, they're auditioning based on the theme that the script is going to cover, and they're improvising an audition, which doesn't, like, that's really difficult. You have no idea if you're right for the part or not, especially since improvising a thing is going to be way different than, because there's, like, improvising is a whole different skill. So that's going to be way different than, like, performing a proper part. So, like, I don't think this would generally work, and I think Frill's insane for suggesting this, but in this circumstance, I have a feeling it's gonna, like, work perfectly for the goals that they have. But I've done auditions before. My most notable audition that I've done, and I've probably told this story several times on the channel before, but I've got, like, over 1,000 videos, I think, so who knows. But I've done, you know, because I did acting for a decent amount of my life, like, mostly, you know, amateur acting. But I was, like, represented by an agency at some point, and I was at an acting school type thing outside of my main school called Actors Inc. And you know, I did quite a bit of it, and I miss it very badly, and I want to do more acting, but, like, I just don't have the time to be able to, like, you have to really, like, put yourself in that community and in that stuff way more to be able to, like, continue doing acting. And it's really tough. It's tough to have the time to do all of that. But I really miss it. Anyway, so while I was doing acting stuff, there was a point where I got an audition for a movie. The movie was called Girl Asleep, I believe, and I never ended up watching it, but it was a movie that was made. I've seen, like, I remember seeing DVDs of it in like my local DVD stores and stuff afterwards. But basically, I was auditioning for the lead male role in that piece. And not only auditioning, I sent in an audition, and then I got callbacks. So I went to the next round of auditions, and so in callbacks, I don't know how old I was at this point, maybe like 15 or something like that. I'm not sure. But in callbacks, I went into this place where they were holding the callbacks, and they take you in pairs. So there's a girl that I'd never met before, and she was auditioning for the female lead, and I was auditioning for the male lead. And so you're just randomly paired up with someone. We went into the audition. I then proceeded to do the worst audition I'd ever done in my life. I thought that I had prepared for it, and then, like, the pressure hit me on the day, and I not only did I not perform it as well, but I also had forgotten a bunch of my lines. I had to keep asking for my line. It was mortifying. It was a horrifying experience. it's one of the most mortifying moments of my life whenever I think back to it, right? And so that was horrifying and that was awful. And you know, so I walked out of there going like, well, obviously I didn't get that part. Like that, I had no hope. I wonder what my life would have been like if I went in there and actually did a good audition. Like, is there a chance I would have actually gotten the part? And if I did get the part, like, what would my life look like from there? Who knows? Not to say like I would have been a famous actor, but maybe I would have cared more about, you know, I would have stuck it out with acting even more if I got a part and then I started to do anyway. Point is, I did a terrible audition. In the second part of the audition, like the first part was doing the scripts that you'd learned ahead of time. The second part of the audition was this improvising thing, but it was really weird. It was like she would, like the producer who was running the audition basically said, in this movie there's like green screen stuff, so we're going to basically pretend you're in front of a green screen, and I'm gonna tell you things that are happening, and I want you to react as if you can see those things happening around. So like she would be like, okay, so you're on a bubble, and the bubble's very slippery, and it's flying through the air, and then now you're in a jungle, and then there's a lion on your left, and the lion's coming closer. It's coming closer. You're scared. The lion's coming closer, and then the lion runs away, runs to the right, and then like, you know, she was doing stuff like that, right? And we had to just like be going, like, just, you know, stuff like that, right? And I always felt like I at that point we'd already done the script audition. I was like, I fucked up the audition, so like I think I was out of it for that bit. I don't know how I was doing, but yeah, I always remember that. And it's like, that was a very different, you know, it was a very different thing. And I mean, that was kind of improvising, but even then I didn't have to like improvise a whole piece. At least she was telling me, you know, she was giving me guidance directly as we were doing it. And so like, I feel like if you have an improvising portion of the audition, you need someone who knows exactly what the movie is, I feel like, and you need to have them like give you enough guidance that like what you're presenting to them is actually like a decent representation of what you might be doing on screen. And you need someone in the room who's not one of the three of you to like say who is the best. Because I feel like generally if you have three people in a room, they're all actors and they're doing this audition thing, even if it's not like each of them are just going to say I was the best, even if that doesn't happen, a lot of the time I feel like the people who aren't going to be saying I'm the best are people who have the self-esteem issues to always see someone else as the best, you know? Like, I feel like if I saw three people, like two other actors auditioning, I genuinely, like, no matter how well I did, might go, well, damn it, theirs was better. And I might truly believe that theirs was better, even if mine was better, because I see my own performances and I can only nitpick at them, you know? So I don't think it could really work, but I'm sure it'll work in this circumstance, and I'm excited to see what Ruby does. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.